Hey, what's up YouTube? This is the Alchemic coming at you today with the neutrals for our Gadgetzan card review. Let's jump right into it. There's a ton of cards to go through. So first part, this is the Tri-Class card from the Hunter, Warrior, and Paladin? Yeah. Alright, this is the Grimy Goons. 3 mana, 2/4, give a random minion in your hand, +1/+1. This card's not good enough. Just class cards. Just play class cards, man. This card's really bad. I don't think there's much more to say about it. It's really understated. Totem Golem exists in the game. I think I'm going to try and throw that in anytime I can. Totem Golem needs to leave. Get out. We don't want you in our game. Grime Tree Informant, 2 mana, 1/1. Battlecry, discover a Hunter, Paladin, or Warrior card. Yeah, so this card is like a 1 out of 10. This card's super understated as well. Cool interaction. I'm sure there's going to be some like YouTube highlights trolled in type of thing. But the thing is, like, there's only one card that lets you do this, honestly. And that's the problem. Because the reason why Babbling Book is strong is because you're getting from a huge pool of cards. And you have an opportunity to get a ton of really good cards. But the thing is, sure, you can get a ton of really good cards, but you're only getting one card from each class. And there's more bad cards in each class than good cards, I'd say. So yeah, this card's not very good. 1 out of 10. It's very close to unplayable. Don Honcho, 7 mana, 5/6. Give a random minion in your hand, +5/+5. Battlecry. 5/6 is pretty good. I mean, well, it's understated for a 7 mana card, but if you can make almost any card playable, which is by giving it +5/+5. Wisp is a 0 mana, 6/6, hitting like what I don't know, like a Grom, right? Like, that's a 9 attack Grom, and then you give it, you know, in a rage. You got 15 damage right there. Like, you can literally just set up Don Honcho to hit Grom, and then play Alexstrasza, and then win the game. Like, sure. Fun and interactive. This card's really good. 9 out of 10. Playable. Jade Spirit for the Jade Lotus, which is Shaman, Druid, and Rogue? Yeah. 4 mana, 2/3, summon a Jade Golem. This is really bad. For Druid to play on turn 2 with the Innervate is really bad. But you can play it later, so it's actually not bad in that case. But yeah, this is, I mean, if you're playing Jade Golems, you probably have to play this card. And a 4 mana, 2/3 is really bad. Now, once you hit the 2/2 mark, I think you're getting equal. You're getting pretty much equal to a Infested Tauren. And then once you hit 3/3, I think you're getting more stats. You're getting a 5/6 for 4 mana, so that's pretty good. But I think you have to play this. The thing is, you have to play a Jade Golem card before, and that's pretty possible. So I would say this is actually pretty good. It's like maybe a 6 out of 10. It has potential to be played, but it's definitely going to need to be played. Lotus Agents. Once again, I think it's the same argument with this. 5 mana, 5/3 is not a stat line that you're going to be wanting playing. It's just, there's so many good cards in classes, but there's more bad cards than good cards. Even though Shaman exists, the thing is, their Shaman has a ton of cards that are really bad. Like TGT has a ton of them. You know, Whispers has less so, but a ton of classic cards that are really bad. And the potential of you discovering like a 4 mana 7/7 may not be good for Rogue nor Druid, and you know, same thing with the other classes. They just don't have very good strong cards. So if discovering one card is probably not enough. You really need to be choosing a class and then discovering cards from that class. That's what really needed to be happening. So 2 out of 10. I think I would give it a little more hope. Aya Black Ball, 6 mana, 5/3, a little understated, but it's a legendary that can Battlecry and Death Rattle summon a Jade Golem. So I guess you're getting a 6/4 for 6 mana if this is the first guy you play. Unlikely. So you're probably getting about 3/3 or 4/4 Jade Golems, and that's pretty good. And then, you know, obviously hitting about 4/4 or 5/5 in Jade Golems, which is very strong. I would give this like a 9 out of 10. I think it's, now in comparison to like Don Honcho in terms of the mechanic, I think this is stronger because you get 2 buffs. Because the Jade Golems snowball a bit more than the 5/5 from Don Honcho does. So yeah, that's that. The Cabal Chemist. The Cabal are Mage, Priest, and Warlock. Cabal Chemist, I thought this card was insane when I saw it because all the potions look really, really good. You know, you get Fellfire Potion, you can get Dragonfire Potion, Potion of Madness, I thought was going to be the only with, Volcanic Potion. All of them were really good, but then they came out with like Greater Healing Potion and Freezing Potion, I think is the one. I'm not even sure. And then the Demon one that's like the Blessing of Might. That one's really bad. That makes this card much worse. But the thing is, this is actually really good in Arena because it's basically like, we know Babbling Book is really good because Babbling Book gets you any spell. If you get Shatter, sure, whatever, like, if you happen to get like Frost Nova or something from like your other Babbling Book or a Kabbalist Tome, right? Cool, that's really cool, then you can combo it. But like, if you get, the thing is, all the potions here are actually like playable, and like there's no pool of potions that are like Shatter, basically, that are literally unplayable unless you have a card from your deck. So like all of them can be played right afterwards, and they all cost 6 or less. How convenient. 4 plus 6 equals 10. Wow, that's pretty cool. Cabal Courier, I don't know how to pronounce that. Same idea here. I think this is the best statted one. 3 mana 2/2 is better than a 2 mana 1/1 and a 5 mana 5/3. But it's the same idea. It's just one card from every class isn't that great. Although I do think Mage, Priest, and Warlock do have a good pool. So you do have a bit more potential to discover something here. I would give this a 3 out of 10. This is the best of them. But yeah. Kazakis, the best card. I think this is one of the best cards in the set. It's the coolest one, at least. If your deck has no duplicates, create a custom spell. There's apparently over 120 different possibilities. And you can discover from 1, 5, and 10 mana. I think you've probably already seen a video of it, but there is one on the Hearthstone YouTube channel, so go ahead and check that out. It's insane. I think this is 10 out of 10. Would play in pretty much every Reno deck. But yeah, this card is really cool. Mistress of Mixtures. 1 mana 2/2, restore, Death Rattle, restore 4 health to both players. I think you play this in Priest, maybe? Or just anti-aggro, but this is not good enough for anti-aggro. Like, Totem Golem exists in the game. Tunnel Trog exists in the game. Need I say more, right? Restoring to both players is not really relevant unless, another like Zombie Chow, Baron Rivendare type of thing. The thing that was like in Priest, where you would heal, where you would Alchanize, Circle of Healing, kill your dudes, and then Baron Rivendare would make the effects trigger twice, and you just kill your opponent. So, this is really cool though. 9 out of 10. Or 8 out of 10, actually. Blue Blowgill Sniper. 2 mana, 2/1 that deals 1 damage. This card's really bad. It's Elven Archer with +1 mana and +1 attack. That's really bad. Need I say more? Never will be played in Constructed, maybe in Arena. So maybe like 3 out of 10. Friendly Bartender. 2 mana, 2/3 River Croclist that heals you for 1 every turn, at the end of your turn. Really bad. We'll never see play. River Croclist might actually be better because it has a beast tag, so it can actually just be played in Hunter/Druid. So, 1 out of 10. Actually, like it's not a 0 out of 10 card. And 0 out of 10 I save is a special slot that I save for really bad cards, like meme cards. 2 mana 2/2 Gadgetzan Socialite. Battlecry, restore 2 health. Earthen Ring Farseeker is just better if you want more healing. At least early game. 2 mana 2/2 is a bad body, but 3 mana 3/3 you're actually happy playing, even if it heals you, especially if it heals you for 3. So, 2 out of 10. We'll go Backstreet Leper. 3 mana 3/1 Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. I think you just play Leper Gnome instead of this card. You don't want to play 2 more mana for 2 more attack. Yeah. Okay. I think 1 out of 10. This card's really bad. It's not going to be played in face decks because at least face decks can play like Wolf Rider or don't worry, lads, the cavalry's here. Argent Horse Rider? Yeah, that's Argent Horse Rider. Hired Gun, 3 mana 4/3 Taunt. They're just trying to explore all the possibilities with what they can do. I think Fierce Monkey is just better. This is not good enough. Arena, a filler card, so 1 out of 10. Street Trickster, 0 mana, 3 mana 0/7. Spell damage +1. If you want spell damage for like more than 2 mana, 2 mana obviously is Blood Mage Thalnos, but at 4 mana you want to go through like a Evolved Kobold. That just overshadows this card. This card, I think this card is not playable. 0 out of 10. This is like it's a 1 out of 10. It doesn't belong in the special class. 3 mana, 4/3 Toxic Sewer Ooze, a significantly worse Acidic Swamp Ooze, and Bloodsail Corsair. Bloodsail Corsair? Yeah. It's a 1-mana 1/2 pirate that has the same effect, and that's not played, so why would this ever be played? Okay, moving on. This is... at least the body's a bit better than Bloodsail Corsair. So, 2 out of 10. Daring Reporter, 4-mana 3/3. Whenever your opponent draws a card, gain +1/+1. This card's really bad. Well, it's better than other cards. So, it's actually slightly more playable, but even then. Arena, I think this card's Arena. 3 out of 10. One of those. I don't know. Hosen Healer, 4-mana 2/6, restore a minion to full health. The body is really bad, but the effect is really cool. You know, if you're, let's say you played your Cruelty Unleashed, or what is it? The demon, the guy that summons all your demons from your hand, and you got Jiraxxus onto the board, and your Jiraxxus at a 3/1 or a 4/1 because you buffed it with Defender of Argus. Then you play this guy on it, and you laugh at your opponent. And then they burst you down with damage, because Hearthstone's a fun and interactive game. This card's not relevant. That was a very, very situational thing. I think this is 1 out of 10. Kooky Chemist. 4-mana 4/4, swap the attack and health of a minion. Crazed Alchemist is just better, right? You want to kill Doomsayers on turn 2, if you're playing Zoo. They're just trying to, you know, get more filler. I couldn't think of anything, so let's go with this. This is a 1 out of 10. Naga Corsair, 4-mana 5/4. Give your weapon +1 attack. Hey, it's actually a pretty aggressively it's like a Tomb Pillager type of card. It's very strong. And it also gives your weapon +1 attack. This card could be supported in Pirate Warrior, honestly. I don't know if it's... because, like, you at least get the effect. You don't have to have a pirate on the board the same way, like, Bloodsail Cultist has to. So, you just need to have your weapon equipped. And that's pretty cool. 1 attack is great. So yeah, this card's maybe potential 4 out of 10. I'm really optimistic. Tanara's Hog Chopper. If your opponent's hand is empty, gain charge. So it's basically a vanilla 4/4. 1 out of 10. Worgen Greaser, 4-mana 6/3. Water Elemental is just 10 times better than this. Like, Water Elemental stats just give us like a Priest of the Feast, right? Or Water Elemental. People are fine with that, honestly. Hooded Acolyte, yeah, we're totally fine with that. This is 1 out of 10. Arena filler. Grook Foomaster, 5-mana 3/5 Wind Fury, will never see constructed play. Wind Fury minions have pretty much never been good, except for Alakir, which was sometimes seen in mid-range Shaman. 1 out of 10. Wind Fury, like, low attack Wind Fury with high cost are just bad, and they don't know when to put it. 5 cost 2/6 red mana worm. Now, a lot of people on Reddit, I think, are overhyping this a little bit, or hyping it up a little bit, because they're like, oh, Rogue, because like this could be really good with Rogue. It could be. We don't know yet, because red mana worm is on 5, right? And then you could coin conceal, I guess, and then go into Gadgetzan Auctioneer, I guess. The thing is, Questing Adventurer, even though it grows much slower, it can be played, it's a bit more flexible, so I think Questing Adventurer would still be better. I was actually interested when Questing Adventurer came into the meta. I was really confused. Like, I didn't know. I thought Questing Adventurer was bad. But anyway, yeah. This card, I'm not sure what to rate it, actually. I'm going to go with like a 5 out of 10, because I'm actually really optimistic. I think that Rogue could make use of this, and this could be the next Questing Adventurer. That'll be better. Streetwise Investigator, 5-mana 4/6. So the meme class of Rogue could have been really broken with Stealth, because Stealth is degenerate. It's not interactive. Your opponent you have to just wait until your opponent uses it, or you have to play Flare. Well, not anymore. You can play this guy. It basically unconceals all your opponent's dudes. Now, the problem with this card is that if you're playing this, your opponent is playing Gadgetzan, Auctioneer, and then into Conceal, right? So you're playing this for 5 mana. You only have like 2 or 3 more mana to kill the 4 health creature, and I mean, like, it's very conditional. I think this is a little too conditional to work. And Rogue has to be like literally like basically Shaman. Like, if people like right now are willingly playing Harrison Jones, right? So that's the counter. The thing is, Harrison Jones has a much wider spectrum, but the thing is, Stealth is very limited to like 1, 2, or 3 maximum classes. 1 being Rogue, possibly Hunter, and maybe even Druid, the Beast Druid, if that even becomes broken. 1 out of 10. Almost never going to see play. 6 mana 3/8 with Taunt. Really bad, because Senjin's a 3/5 for 4, and then Fen Creeper gives it 1 health, and then this gives it plus 2 health. So this is 2 mana for 3 extra health, and that's really bad. So moving on, 1 out of 10. Big Time Racketeer. They nerfed Moonglade Portal. Okay, good to know. This card's really funny with the name, with the voice line. I like it. And then yeah, so it's a. I mean, you're getting 7/7 in stats for 6 mana, so that's kind of cool. But it's not very good. 1 out of 10. Never gonna see play. There's the little friend. I like that. Small Time Buccaneer. 1 mana, 1/2 rare. Has plus 2 attack while you have a weapon equipped. This is like Cogmaster, and I think that would be this would be like another 1-drop for Pirate Warrior. I think that's really good. They're buff. Like, people think Pirate Warrior might be the sleeper deck of this thing, because there's a ton of pirate support, and I'm actually really excited. I think this card is going to be really good, because you can go like this, or you can go N'Zoth's First Mate plus this, or you can play this and then next turn play N'Zoth's First Mate and what's that? South Sea Deckhand, the one that charge, yeah. And then you got a pretty good amount of burst, and there's actually one more card that might push Pirate Warrior over the top. Backroom Bouncer, 4 mana 4/4. Whenever a friendly minion dies, gain +1 attack. What's that? The 3 mana 2/3 that has basically the same effect, except also affects opponents. That's not played. This is not gonna be played. 1 out of 10. Bomb Squad, 5 mana 2/2. Deal 5 damage to an enemy minion. Death Rattle, deal 5 damage to your hero. Never gonna be seen played in Constructed, in my opinion. Maybe Arena Lock, possibly Reno decks. Only if they really need it, but that's really unlikely. This is going to be really good in Arena, though. I think if it was a 3/3, it would be really good. It would be insane. It's actually, wait, no, that's, what's it called? The Bomb Lobber? Yeah. Bomb Lobber is just better, though, actually. So, well, I'm going to say 3 out of 10. Just because of Arena. Doppelgangster, here's Dr. 5. 5 mana 2/2, summon 2 copies of this minion. So, you buff this guy up a ton with the Grimy Goons. This might as well just be a Grimy Goons card, honestly. But I guess, and then you just, you play it, so you play like a 5 mana 6/6, and then you get 2 other 6/6s. So this is Dr. 5. I guess this is good because it's not a Grimy Goons card in the fact that Shaman can play this on turn 6 and then evolve, and then you get 2 7-drop or 3 6-drops. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna give this like an 8 9 out of 10. That's pretty good. Second Rank Bruiser, 5 mana 5/4, 5 mana 4/5 with Taunt. Costs 2 less if your opponent has at least 3 minions. Way too situational, and 3 mana 4/5 Taunt isn't good. We need this to be like cost 1 less for each minion your opponent has, so that you actually punish them. But the thing is, if you're playing a 4/5 Taunt on a board with like 5 minions, this guy's gonna die anyway. So even if it's like Zoo. Spiked Hog Rider, 5 mana 5/5. If the enemy minion has Taunt, gain charge. 5 mana 5/5 for charge is actually pretty good. The thing is, Taunt is actually the most more prevalent than your opponent having an empty hand. So this is probably going to see more play than that. But the thing is, these cards are just bad. So 2 out of 10. I'll be a bit more optimistic with that. Weasel Tunneler, 1 mana 1/1. Death Rattle, shuffle this minion into your opponent's deck. I think this is just a joke. Like, this card's really funny. It's going to be like a really good and maybe some trolled and highlights, I guess. That's about it. Never going to see competitive play. There's no way to give copies of this card to your opponent. So, for memes, I'm going to say 3 out of 10. Dirty Rat, 2 mana 2/6, Taunt, your battle cry, your opponent summons a random minion from their hand. The thing with this, in comparison to a card like Deathlord, right? Where it's very similar, also has Taunt, it's overstated for its cost. The thing is, this card will bring out your opponent's minion that will allow that minion to kill this guy. And Deathlord summoned after he died. So at least Deathlord can't be killed by the minion that he summons, right? But people are thinking like, oh, you can bring out like Arena Jackson or at least Starseeker or Golden Monkey or something out with this, and then Brawl or like AoE or something like that. That would be really cool. I like that idea, but it's a little too gimmicky. Let's go with 2 out of 10. Blubber Baron, 3 mana 1/1. Whenever you summon a minion with a Battlecry minion while this is in your hand, gain +1/+1. I think this card might as well just be a Grimy Goons card, because you're going to be Battle Cry buffing something, and then if the buff lands on this guy, he's going to be pretty good. The thing is, he's on turn 3. If he came a little bit later... Now, I'm not saying, you know, you can definitely play this on turn, like, 5, for example. But the thing is, if he was maybe, like, a 5-mana 2-2 or 5-mana 3-3, right? He could be, like... He could be insane. He could be, like, basically a thing from below, except he doesn't even need... The thing is, like... Well, he could grow... If he goes faster in your hand, then thing from below can cost lower. This card could be the next thing from below. But... I don't see that happening, so I think it's going to be... I'm going to say like a 2 out of 10. It's a really cool concept, though. 3 mana, 3/7 Fel Orc Soul Fiend. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to this minion. This card's a really interesting mechanic because it kills itself. It will slowly kill itself. It does not replace Injured Blade Master because Injured Blade Master is just much better. Blade Master does not kill himself when he's resurrected or Onyx Bishoped. But the stat line's pretty good. I mean, if it was 4 attack, 4/6, 3 mana 4/6 would be crazy. That'd be pretty damn good. But anyway, this is going to be a 1 out of 10. It's not good. Burglary Bully, 4 mana 4/6, 5 mana 4/6. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, add a coin to your hand. This card is really bad. Like the other 5 mana 4/6 card is what? You are bent to my command. The enrage plus 2 attack to your weapon. Yeah, that's not played. This isn't going to be played. Tomb Pillager is just better. It comes out 1 turn earlier and has a better body, in my opinion. Defias Cleaner, 6 mana 5/7. Battle Cry, silence a minion with Death Rattle. Way too situational, but if N'Zoth decks become really good, this card could be really good. But this needs to hit exactly minions with Death Rattle, and you're not going to play a 6 mana 5/7. Like, Boulder Fist Ogre is not played, so yeah. This is probably a 1 out of 10. But it's like the emergency, oh, N'Zoth, now we have, because this card exists, N'Zoth decks can be played. So, or N'Zoth decks we can, you know, explore more on Death Rattles. 6 mana 4/4, Fight Promoter. If you control a minion with 6 or more health, draw 2 cards. This actually works on itself. We learned that from the live stream, and that's actually really cool. I think this might as well also be a Granny Goons card, because that has the ability to do... that has the ability to buff it, so it can trigger on itself. I think a lot of these neutral cards are actually really like Granny Goons tilted. So Granny Goons might be pretty strong, but I still think Jade Lotus is pretty good. That's the team I joined on Reddit. 6 mana 6/6 Leather-clad Hog Leader. Battle Cry, if your opponent has 6 or more cards in hand, gain charge. So this is really bad. I think 1 out of 10. 6 mana 6/6 vanilla minions. Hey. Wind Up Burglebot, 6 mana 5/5. Whenever this attacks on minions, has to survive, then you draw a card. So number 1, you have to play 6 mana 5/5, lose a bunch of tempo. Number 2, you have to attack with it. Number 3, you have to kill a minion, and it has to survive. Well, you don't have to kill a minion, but you're basically going to kill a minion. Then just to draw a card. I heard that Warlock had something called a Hero Power, which actually just makes you take 2 damage, and then you can draw a card. Huh. Wow, that's actually pretty amazing. Okay, 1 out of 10. Moving on. Patches the Pirate. Finally, we're at the Legendaries. This is the card that can make Pirate Warrior really good. And, yeah. This card is insane. 1 mana 1/1, it's basically a Stone Touch Spore. After you play Pirate, it summons from your deck. You know, it's another minion your opponent, as I guess assuming to be the defensive deck, would have to kill. And it's going to jab in there for quite a bit of damage. And it also triggers Bloodsail Cultist, so that's really good. I think the devs were speaking of something like this, where you play this guy, where you play a pirate, then you play pirate, you get this guy, you attack with him, and then you gang up, and then you get like 3 1/1s the next time you play pirate. So that's really cool. 9 out of 10. I like this card a lot. Auction Master Beardo, 3 mana 3/4, which is pretty good stats. After you cast a spell, refresh your hero power. I think there's just not enough mana for this card to work. It's cool because you have to invest 3 mana. Your opponent has to not kill it. That's a little too hard to do. And what hero power is really worth doing that? Is it like Hunter maybe? That's about it, I'd say. Maybe a Warrior. Those 2 classes do have enough stuff to do. I mean, you could kind of do it. I guess it's a Koldara Drake for everyone, but the thing is, not everybody has 0 mana spells or spells that will let you get more mana. The only classes that will let you get more mana are Rogue and Druid, basically. And then, I guess if you wanted to, you play this guy, you play, well, you have to play this in Rogue, right? You play this guy, you play the Maiden of the Lake, which also isn't played. You play Conceal, and then you have to change your hero power into something that's actually relevant, because continuously equipping 1/2 daggers is stupid. So, anyway, minion stat-wise is good, but effect is not very good. Like Fiola Lightbane is also stat-wise very good, but just effect is really bad for a legendary. So, let's give it a 4 out of 10. Just be a little nice. Sergeant Sally, 3 mana 1/1. Death Rattle, deal damage equal to this minion's attack to all enemy minions. So it's an AoE. People are thinking power overwhelming. 4 mana, deal 5 to everything. That's pretty good. I think it definitely played in Reno Lock. But the thing is, this is also Grimy Goon's targeted cards. So they're basically giving Grimy Goons a ton of support. Even so, I think the strongest Grimy Goon class might still be Hunter, because you just make like a 10 attack high main and then win the game. Because high main connects with face, you win the game. Genja the Shark, 4 mana 5/4. Whenever this attacks, both players draw until they have 3 cards. You don't want to give your opponents cards, number 1. Number 2, Jeeves is not played. And number 3, 4 mana 5/4, which is basically helping your opponent, is really bad. So 1 out of 10. This is actually really bad. Finja the Flying Star. This card is really interesting. 5 mana 2/4. Whenever this attacks and kills a minion, summon 2 Murlocs from your deck. This is 2/4 for a 5 cost is really bad. But the thing is, you can buff it if you're playing like Paladin, which is really the only class that you would ever be playing Murlocs in, I think, right now. Because there's Murloc support spreaded all over everything, basically, except for... It's just that they're all really bad, and Paladin is the best one that actually makes it a deck. The thing is, you can't play the buffing mechanic and play anything in your deck. That's a little too much to go. So I'm actually going to give this 0 out of 10. I don't think this will ever see play. Madame Goya, 6 mana 4/3, which is very understated. Choose a friendly minion and swap it with a minion in your deck. You do not get the battle cry, which is really bad. Need I say more? I guess you can. People are saying you can recycle good minions you already use, like maybe Reno Jackson. You can swap tokens in Shaman and Paladin, but otherwise, like, you have to be playing big minions that you want to cheat out, and that's kind of like a Druid type of thing. But the thing is, Druid only plays big minions, right? So you'll be swapping a big minion for another big minion, and I don't know if that's gonna really work. So, 1 out of 10. Rathion, 6 mana 4/5 taunt. Battlecry, draw cards until you draw one that isn't a dragon. This is like a Sunwalker that trades a Divine Shield for draw power. And that's really good, because draw power is better than Divine Shield. But the thing is, Sunwalker's not played, so we don't know if this will be played, but this is definitely like a Dragon deck supporter. It's another threat. I guess it's actually really good, because Dragon Warrior, the biggest problem is they run out of steam. So that's why Curator was really good for Dragon Warrior. This could be really good for Dragon Warrior too. It's another taunt too, and I think dragons have that kind of idea. I like that. 8 out of 10. I like this card. Mayor Noggenfogger. Here is the last card of the set, I believe. Yes, last card of the set, and I want to kind of expand on this. I'm gonna call him Mayor Yoggenfogger, because he is basically Yogg. So here's my little Yoggenfogger rundown. He is very understated. 9 mana 5/4 is gonna die really quickly to, like single target removal, execute, shield slam, like flame strike, or no, single target removal. Deadly shot. I guess kind of works. Anyway, wow. It's super understated. Like, why would you ever play this card? Lightning Bolt, Shaman, roll spell power every single time, right? Or Azure Drake, Blood Mage Thalnos, bam. Lightning Bolt this card. However, Mayor Noggenfogger randomizes all the targets. How fun is that? So so how this works, right? Your opponent's like, okay, I'm gonna roll spell power, and they just roll spell power because they're skilled and better than I am, right? So then they play their Lightning Bolt, but that happens to hit them back in the face for 4. Wow, that's amazing. Let's say I'm playing against Freeze Mage and I play Mayor Noggenfogger. My opponent, Alex Strazas me. Am I scared? No, I'm not. I'm playing Mayor Noggenfogger. My opponent plays Frostbolt and that hits his own Alex Straza. Yes, it does. My opponent plays Fireball on my face. It hits him in the face. Wow, that's amazing. My opponent plays Ice Lance to try and kill off and freeze a minion. That hits Mayor Noggenfogger, preventing him from it to attack. That's awesome. I love this card. And let's go with the Dream. I do believe that there could be a really cool Druid deck that can hit like tier 2 maybe. That plays it's basically sort of like the Spell Hunter, the Yoggenlo type of hunter, where you play 4 minions, I think. Well, you could play 4 minions. You play Barnes, Mayor Noggenfogger, Yashiraj, and Yogg-Saron, and then you play 26 spells in Druid. You mulligan for Barnes, you win the game. Because I think Druid does have enough stuff to do. Maybe you could play some minions, I guess, more. But you want to hit Mayor Noggenfogger early in the game. The only thing he actually dies to is AoE and Deadly Shot, like I was saying earlier. But yeah. But this card's really cool, because then it's like, oh, well, another example, I guess it actually works with weapons, right? So, like, if your opponent has a True Silver and he wants to kill this, nope, that hits your 8-1 Sea Giant, take 8 damage. Oh, this could also work with, like, Forbidden Healing. Your opponent tries to Forbidden Healing themselves or lay on hands themselves. Oh, nope, that's going to heal this minion that's pretty much, that's fully healed anyway. That would be really funny. And then I think Reddit was going the ultimate meme and saying, Mayor Noggenfogger on turn 9 into Yogg-Saron, so the random targets are chosen randomly. That's awesome. 10 million out of 10. I'd definitely say. I love this card. I love this card so much. I think Blizzard is really giving Trollin one good card per set. One card to make into a video per set. And I like that. But overall, this set looks amazing, and I hope Shaman gets nerfed soon, because I'm tired of playing against those. I think Shaman's still going to be strong, though. Shaman's definitely still going to be strong until they nerf it. That's the problem. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for checking out my card review, hearing my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on some cards? Did you agree, disagree, or just want to say anything? Leave those in the comments down below, and I will be there to read and discuss it with you guys, because I'm excited for this expansion, which is already released because we're making this video ahead of time. So, thank you guys again, and I will see you guys when Gadgetzan comes out.